February 23rd, 11:56 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Mr. Wright?
Huh? What?
Are trials always like this with you?
Oh, Emma. Oh, sweet summer child. Yeah. Boy.
Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there.
Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. And there's piranhas in the quicksand, equipped with knives. So what happened to your sister anyway?
Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers.
Probably something to do with that piece of cloth.
So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth.
Assuming that she hasn't gotten to it yet and fucking cooked it into a bento box. I'm the only one. I'm the one who's starting to feel this tiny, insignificant. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least.
Officer Marshall?
Thought I'd come take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They got the home ranch locked down tighter and a fort on an enemy territory. That hard to slip out, huh? What's going on over there anyway? Oh, the police I've seen these last 2 days have really been on edge.
Phoenix, why do you have an accent?
Oh, what the? Sorry. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example.
Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf.
You don't say. Now don't that just beat all?
Huh?
I seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler.
What?
At the award ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth seen it too, I'd reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf.
Yeah. So, Mrs. Starr wasn't mistaken?
Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this.
Same.
You fucking lush drunk. Your breath smells like whiskey, dog.
So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright?
If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Hoo-wee!
I'm down. February 23rd, 12:32 p.m., District Court Room number 9. I'd like to resume.
What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution.
Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue. Your lips are purple. You're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused, you're doubled over, your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable!
Miles?
It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself.
Excuse me. Knock, knock.
Huh? Who's there? What the
Whoa! What? What is happening? What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Slayer? Daddy? God damn it, his head is clipping out of the screen.
And that theme.
Yeah.
Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in.
Who on earth is he?
Ah, it's you!
What the fuck? Oh. Sorry I'm late, Uji. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, huh, Uji? How have you been? Swim much these days?
Ah, hello. No, I've been so busy.
Busy smizzy, Uji, my boy. You have to make time to relax.
Yes, indeed. Uji seems to be his nickname for the judge.
Uji. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. I'm sorry, but who the fuck? Aha! So you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks. So sorry about our little Worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly! Little Worthy?
Mr. Wright. You don't know the district chief of police?
Oh, shit. Chief of police?
He's the top-ranking police officer in this entire district.
He founded the Assassin's Guild. Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. Hajime mashite.
So, to what do we owe this honor today?
Yeah. Sorry, my back pillow is
Uh-oh.
not positioned properly. Let me move things around.
You better fix that. Or else I'll fix you.
No! Not now. I still have gray life, dude.
Okay, that's good.
Come on.
Don't get touched. It's been over 2 years since you last came into this courtroom, hasn't it?
Well, it's Worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's...
My sister's muffler.
So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky was really wearing that muffler. But to think it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. Oh, little Worthy's car, no less. Look into my eyes. Are you looking? Are you looking? Good. It's quite embarrassing, yes, even for us.
What's this?
It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Stop calling me fucking...
Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth? How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job?
They're letting lunch ladies walk out with bloody shoes. Now, wait a minute, Worthy.
I've no desire to hear your excuses.
I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document, where it says, person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature, is there? Miles Edgeworth?
That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had...
Your head in the clouds, because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'd expect a written apology.
What? Are you serious?
Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made.
This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first.
Yes?
Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife.
The blade, Your Honor. Well, I don't see why not.
Could you open it up for me, I wonder?
Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push this switch and...
If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore.
That's the only thing I care about in life. Lunch and my gavel. The gavel couldn't. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point at people anymore. Ow!
Come on, just hurry up and open it.
And while we're at it, does anyone have any other evidence that they're going to be submitting? Can we get all the evidence out at once?
4 people raise their hands in the crowd. I got the video from the murder, sir.
I got the other shoe.
Boyfriend with the security footage.
That's me. I was also a witness.
Ah! Don't scare me like that.
We have a cutting knife that kind of flips open and has a little thing like that. And I was showing Steph how to use it. And it's like a button and it flips out and she's like, I was like, he just, and she's like, ah! I was like, okay. I'll just,
we won't use that one.
No, I'm not gonna use that knife. Yeah. I'm the one who's scared.
Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off.
This dark red stain. Blood? Broken switchblade knife. Oh,
That's
added to the court
tragic.
record.
Found at the crime scene, wrapped in the defendant's muffler. Small tag attached.
Yo, broke off is crazy. Right?
Yeah. Usually they're good quality blades.
Yeah,
things,
so
right?
it hit something hard, or someone was extra vicious about it.
Shit.
You know? Uh-huh. What am I thinking of? Who swings that broken katana around? Demon Hayo from Rival Schools.
Okay.
He's got a broken sword with the spirit that possesses him.
This does not excuse the action of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us?
I mean, you just comfortably sat in the chair, so while you're at it...
About the split between the prosecutors and the police, and this knife.
And quite frankly, we'd rather you than fucking that goddamn lying son of a bitch. Sure thing. Not a problem. Not even a little one. Really. Witness testimony.
Department in disorder.
This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. See? Oh, what a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it.
There was a murder at the police department? A detective? Huh?
Casual reveal. No big deal. Just so you guys know, another one. Not related to this case, though. You know, what with her in the security booth and a mysterious photographer on the other side of the chain link fence. That's hush-hush information, Uji. We haven't exactly announced it yet.
Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office.
Oh!
Order! Order! Order!
Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might as well assume. Something about 410 billion dead cops. World is a fuck. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay?
I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright?
2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places.
That's wild.
On 2 different screens.
The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course.
I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness.
Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand.
Cross-examination.
Department in disorder.
These are not dual destinies. This is a singular case at a singular time. And only one of those screens can be touched. Understood, Your Honor. The knife is special, but I can't say how here.
Hold on, excuse me. Special?
Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else.
Might that special thing be this little tag?
Oh, sorry, Wright, but I can't say that now. Not that.
We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime?
Oh, you mean the one that Lana blocked in self-defense that stabbed her hand?
That's quite a mystery.
And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman.
Sir, this knife was found on the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you?
See, there's a lot of things that go on at the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto.
Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue? Let's examine that knife while we can, Righto.
Hey! Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that had me stumped all this time.
So, how were things done at the department?
That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation.
Sir, something happened at the police department too, huh?
You got a good look in your eyes there, Righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry.
So, something did happen. And why wasn't I informed?
Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter. I understand. You were busy. What with Lana's case and all.
Well, what happened? What happened to the police department that day?
A detective was killed at the police department. See? What a mess.
On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department.
That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, OJ?
I'm at a loss for words.
Double murder! Swell.
I got another conviction coming my way. Great. And the perpetrator, do you have a suspect?
Looks like you're gonna need 2 gavels, eh, OJ? Ho-ho! Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact.
Oh?
Just arrested. That was quick.
But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, righto?
I suppose I could help if you help me by giving me data on your case?
Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing, and one thing only.
Choose wisely.
You're the do you want these cases solved or not, man? Why? Why are you making this harder for us? Where the victim was found, how they were killed, when they died. 5:15, he already said that, I believe. How they were killed, knife is related to that case, so we already kind of know those. So the one that we would want to know is where they were found, because we can infer the other two. So tell me, where was the victim found?
Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found,
Oh, come on.
but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department.
The evidence room.
You wouldn't know about the evidence room, would you, righto?
The place where I got fucking Blanca shocked into an SA2. The place where I got fucking touch of death by fucking Karma. And then Maya jumped in and
Dude.
yeah.
Well, he got Maya and then he incoming.
Yeah, it was a happy birthday.
Mix on you.
It was a happy birthday, actually. It was pretty wild. He built a lot of meter back in 1 second. Can't say I've heard of it. Or I guess I should ask again once I learn a bit more about this evidence room.
Damn, is it a different one?
Hold on. Is he talking about because remember there's the prosecutor's office and then there's the police station.
Uh-huh.
He knows the police station evidence room, but how does he not know the room that he went to for the last case? So unless we're talking about, like, was the room where the files were not the same room as the room that the evidence stays in?
Apparently.
The records room is not the same. But that's
where there was the evidence from the previous file.
and that's where he had the bullet.
Okay.
Unless the bullet happened to be on him for other reasons. I thought that's kind of why that was the... Okay, I don't know. If he doesn't know, he doesn't know.
There's something stranger about this than the place where the body was found. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh?
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Record room for old cases, evidence room for current cases.
Archives.
Maybe.
Archives. 5:15. But that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office.
What?
Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances?
Slim to none.
Coincidence?
This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening.
How do you quantify gut percentages there, Sky? Chief Gant, Please tell us more about the incident.
The same way IGN gives you a 7 out of 10 if your game is a game.
Oh! 8.8 out of 8.
It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it.
But then you're sitting on the stand for what? Why are you keeping the bench warm? How can you say there's no connection?
How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, righto. You understand?
Try to understand, righto.
Well, if you can't prove there's a connection, more power if you can prove there's a connection, more power to you. Maybe there's something that ties the two murders together. Across 2 screens. 2 destinies.
Who are you looking at, Chief? Hello?
The power of 2, you say?
Whatever it is, I'd better find it and get to the bottom of this. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. 1 at the prosecutor's office, and 1 at the police department. That can't be a coincidence.
And that knife. What was it doing there?
I'd better check this knife out.
This knife is special, but I can't say how here.
Fucking why? Okay, hold on. All right. Unless there's evidence to prove the connection between the it's about the Department of Ownerships to an investigation.
There's a small tag on the knife.
It says SL92.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. DL6. Maybe it's a case number?
That's weird.
What?
I don't remember where, but I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either.
Maybe I should check the court record again. Wait a second.
Ah, at last. An honest-to-goodness objection.
This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean?
An honest-to-goodness, what do you mean from Uji? This is great!
Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92 or...
This is important. Why?
Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. Flip it upside down.
What's this? 6 minus 7s, 12 divided by 2.
No. Your Honor, it's upside down.
Upside.
The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But you turn it around and what do you get? 221 SL9.
Oh!
Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down.
Oh! SL9, that's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag. Order! 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 Well, Chief?
The pie may laugh. He's losing his mind. He's loving it. Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder.
It was evidence, you say? Was it in fact a murder weapon?
Nice, nice, nice. Good show, little worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence coming from a case long since solved. So the knife was stolen on the day of the murder. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car.
Hard to think there isn't a connection there.
That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. Right, so we're back to this. But,
That wasn't the last statement, right?
It was...
That was the second statement, okay.
But we pressed all the rest.
Okay, yeah.
So we connected the paper and Goodman to the knife. Right. Yeah, that's the piece of relevant evidence.
Keep pressing, I guess.
Okay. Stolen from the evidence room. That was a bad day for the department. Something happened at the police department too, huh? Yeah. Because you fucked up. Killed, what a mess. Same day detective was killed in Pierce to the parking lot. Another detective was killed? Yes. Oh. Okay, so we can repress the one thing only. Okay, alright. It's easy to get stuck on those, because...
You gotta remember to go back in
and re-trigger those lines of questionings that he says he's only going to give you one answer to. Alright. They certainly make it sound like you are not going to press all three. Alright, so we asked where, so let's go for that. Well, how's the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we were in the force call a stabbing with a knife. A knife?
That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman.
That's the spirit. We're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same.
What do you mean?
There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death.
It seems like I'm gonna have to press this a bit harder. Okay, so... This system could smooth out, for sure. the repressing for questions. Intended flow is for you to go through this multiple times, right? So, yeah. When the victim died. So when did the murder at the police department occur?
Now that's a sharp question, righto. Very sharp. Well, my boy, you're gonna love this.
Okay.
Alright.
Coincidence?
I think not. Not bloody likely.
Yep.
And that's it. So I guess just represent it on that line again? Or rather, present it on a different one instead of the elaboration? Here, let's go. It's not officially linked. So then let's
Make a save.
force the link. No?
Ah, I guess not.
Yeah, but if you don't want me to link it with that, I mean...
Yeah. Now what's the game logic?
I can't figure out what the game wants to do. I pressed all three of the questions, didn't I?
The second and the third for sure.
Didn't I
No.
Didn't I start by pressing the first
You
specifically?
started with the first, right?
Because I said the second two, I spoke out loud the reasons why we already could have inferred that information, thus pressing the first one the first time. Then I just went back and pressed second and third.
Third, yeah.
So I did press all three.
Like the very first one you took was at the top, right?
Yeah, like if I remember, here, when he gets to it. Oh wait, hold on. Was it this one? Right, so I looked at this and I said not long ago, the when we can infer 515 from the first statement he made, and then I said the how we can infer the knife from that he just presented found inside the muffler. Therefore, let's go with the first. That was the very first thing I did, and then I came back and went, oh shit, we got to do this again. And then I did 2, and then I did 3. So we definitely did all 3.
Yeah. And then we talked about evidence room.
We sure did
versus
talk about
record
the
room.
evidence room. Yeah, there's the connection between the two cases.
You seem happy, Mr. Wright. That's different.
What? What? Why did that work?
I'm not sure. Did something update after the second?
Oh, so the
Question?
first, so the first time you press it and he answers it, and then he updates to in talk because you show the paper,
Yeah.
and then he updates his testimony. but then you press it again,
And he gives you different info?
but it's the same lead up to that
Yeah.
info.
Yeah.
So in the updated version, you go through the same thing again, but then you have to press the first one a second time after the update, and everything that happens first looks the same as it did the first time you did it.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the clearest.
I agree.
Okay.
Like I said, like back in the days, I remember going through this and being stopped a few times
Okay.
by like just the flow of it.
Just as long as everyone can see here that's not a really smooth way to do that, and that it's not a logical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
alright.
down the path another time because you need to prove something to trigger something and change the previous path that you've.
But you've
taken.
already done it,
Or you are-
and the lead-in doesn't change right away either. It takes you through the three. Yeah. Okay. So that's fine. That's fine. As long as Happy, we just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. Okay, so that's another update. So now we're in a new phase of the same testimony, and anything can happen. Chief, the defense's position is simply this.
Straight to the update.
The connection between these two cases has already been proven.
You don't say. Well, out with it, Wright-o. What's your connection?
Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright.
Oh, he didn't call me Wright-o? The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room.
Not to mention the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag.
Can we permanently flip that upside down? Or right side up? Now we know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed at that very same evidence room. No, we don't have enough information about the second case yet. I was like, did someone move a body? You know? Is two cases one case with a really weird, sketchy time difference between the two, but we don't have any info yet.
The van from the studio with the mob in it was used.
Kat Von D. Oh, shit! That fucking van going from the evidence room to the parking lot.
Indeed. There do seem to be many connections for it to be a coincidence.
You two make a good pair.
Man's got spiral energy.
It took my men 2 days to figure out what you deduced right there.
Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department.
There should be a crack in the wall behind him. Permanently. Permanently. That would have been a really nice touch.
See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all.
Can we get the information unofficially?
Come on. Come on, Ganty.
Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all.
What? Really?
That easy. Who would have guessed?
I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim in the department, okay?
Can ya?
Come on!
Just a little something here, huh? You know?
You're gonna tell us a little while, tell us everything. Ah! Oh, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh, well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him.
Well, let's start at the top and hope we can get it all. Okay, well, what division was the victim stationed in?
Oh, you want to know that, do you? Do you? Criminal Affairs Division 1. The detectives responsible for homicide cases.
Homicide? That'd be the same division as Detective Gumshoe.
Detective Goodman, who was killed in the underground parking lot, was homicide too.
It's almost like a serial killer was after the homicide detectives.
Except this serial killing happened simultaneously, scientifically speaking.
Well, I sure hope Detective Gumshoe isn't next on the list. Gumshoe is invincible! You shut up! You stop it, Phoenix! Shut your whore mouth! 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. One at the prosecutor's office, and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence.
And that knife, what was it doing there?
Gotta check this knife out, right. This knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department's car.
Back to the front.
But the new front.
Well, I guess we got multiple questions on that last statement, right?
Okay. How about you tell me the victim's ID number?
Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that.
Of course not. You don't tell me their name after all.
We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is
Lottery ticket.
5842189.
Rigged. Well, that's quite long.
And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts.
8, 2... I can't do it.
You didn't even get the first number right. How do we elect our judges, man? How do we appoint our judges? Who appointed you? How does this work? Oh my god.
Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything?
The ID number from the victim at the police department, 5842189.
Son of a